Welcome back and congratulations on making it this far into the lessons. So next we want to output our pusher content. So the way that's working right now is that if there's any new content that gets posted, pusher picks up on that information, and right now all we're doing is logging out to the console. So what we want to do is actually, instead of just logging it out into the console, we want to grab that content, and which is over here in the new comments function, and we want to output it into our HTML. So let's take care of that in this lesson. So note we're getting the data, and we're getting it within the format. So we see that we've got the name and the message. So it's the same way that we're sending it in. Pusher is sending it back out to us, to our page. So let's go ahead and create an element. So just create element, and using JavaScript. So it's document, create. So it creates a specific type of element. We want to create a div. We could do this within lists. So there's a number of different ways that we could do this. And then within here, let's add in some inner HTML. So L equals, or we could do L inner HTML, and we'll equal that inner HTML. So we got to think through how we want to present our content. So let's do it as, we'll post the message. So it's just data message. And that's message, and concatenate it together, and let's do small. We'll put this user's name small right next to the message. And of course you can style this however you want, whatever makes sense to you. So data name, and let's close off that small tag. So there we go. So that's adding that into the inner HTML. And next, all we need to do is we need to grab that element. So messages is where we want to place it. So we can place that within an object if we want right off the bat. So usually that's a good way to go if you're going to be reusing those elements, and we are going to be constantly writing into it. So let's grab that document, get element by ID, and the ID of the element is messages. And we'll set up a variable for that. So variable messages equals that element. So now all we need to do over here is take messages and append a child to it. So append child. So basically we're adding a div underneath it, and the div that we're adding is L. So that's the one that we just created with the content. Let's refactor some of this, move it around. So we've got our variables that we're setting up here. So let's do that, set them all together. Clean this code up. We've got our event listener. So I'm going to move that down and move the binds so that this way we're going to have all of the functions in one spot as well. So we've got the two functions. We've got our AJAX call. So usually the way that I do it is I've got all of the variables at the top. We've got all of the event listeners next, and then the functions last. So setting it up as an immediately evoking function will avoid hoisting and allow you to also retain privacy for the variables within that function. So this is just JavaScript once again. And then at the end of it, so this is self-invoking, and then you just close off. And let's clean that up as well. So let's try this out. So right now, what's going to happen is every time we send a message, we should see it popping up on our page. So let's refresh. Do test message, and we see it shows up. And we refresh this, and let's do a test message. So this is another browser window, tester, and we see that we've got that message shows up, but we also got that new message showing up as well. So right now they're hooked up and they're sending messages between them, all done through Pusher. So pretty cool, right? So this way we've got real-time messaging between the two different browsers, and if you've got it on your website, of course, you've got two different users coming in on your web page. They can communicate with each other within this type of format. And of course, you can introduce a whole bunch of styling to this to make it look a whole lot better as well. So next lesson, we're going to do a quick overview, review, and also give you some more information about how to expand and extend on this application. Really cool functionality with Pusher, JavaScript, and Node. So that's all coming up.